Now joined by one of the GeneralSports.com athletes of the week, it's Kaia Beddows of the women's indoor track and field team. Kaia, huge weekend for you. 2 top 5 marks in program history in both the high jump and triple jump. What made for such a successful weekend?
Honestly, I knew going into this weekend that it was going to be a really busy meet. I had all 3 jumps. So I kind of just said, give it your all. Just remember the technique you worked on the past week and just kind of focus and hone in on that. With long jump, I honestly wasn't even expecting it at all. It ended up being, my first jump ended up being my best jump. I definitely want to work more with long jump for the next coming meets. And with triple, I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, I did high and long yesterday. Let's just give it my all with this very first jump. And that, again, ended up being my best jump, and it felt really good technique-wise. So I just want to carry that out through the season, too.
What's been the biggest transition for you here in your first collegiate season in indoor?
Honestly, I think the biggest transition would be just maintaining a balanced schedule, especially with classes as a freshman. I actually really do like the balance I have between my class schedule and my track schedule. You know, it's nice that I can get my lift done in the morning and have the rest of my day for the schoolwork. So it does get a little tricky balancing that when we have meets, every single weekend. But yeah.
Trip up to New York this weekend, conference meet less than a month away. What are your aspirations for the rest of the season?
For the rest of the season, honestly, I just hope to keep improving by little increments. Hopefully making my way onto the top 5 for long jump as well. Mostly I just want to focus on perfecting my technique so that coming to the championship meets, I'm confident in my ability to actually perform well. Focusing in on that self-confidence, positive talk going into a meet. So yeah, I just hope to be able to improve all 3 jumps significantly.
She's Kaia Beddows of the women's track and field team and one of our GeneralSports.com athletes of the week. Kaia, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck this week.
Thank you.
Now joined by one of the GeneralSports.com athletes of the week, it's Robert DiSibio of the men's basketball team. Rob, this past weekend, you crossed the 1,500 career point plateau. Let's first start with that. Let's first take us through what that means to you and kind of everything that comes with getting to 1,500 points. You're one of the only 11 players in program history to ever reach that milestone.
Yeah, well, it means a lot to me, first of all. I think it really speaks to just, it's a culmination of a lot of years of, hard work and effort and really taking the game of basketball seriously, but also just loving every part of it. And I'm very grateful to be a part of a program and a team with that rich of history. And I know that all those guys worked just as hard, so it means a lot to me to be able to join them.
Also this week, 2 big conference wins at home against Randolph on Wednesday, home on Saturday against Virginia Wesleyan. What was the big keys in both of those games?
I think we guarded really well in certain stretches in both games, and especially both second halves. We had stretches where we guarded really well and, a couple stretches where we kind of had breakdowns. And then, at halftime, we just kind of came together and we're like, realizing that, if we have less of those breakdowns and if we could string together more of those really, really good defensive stretches, we'd be able to, open the margin against some of these teams. And I think that's what we did in both games this week.
We're inside the final now, 3 weeks of the regular season, just 6 conference games left. 2 of them this week at Shenandoah on Wednesday, home against Averett on Saturday. What's the things you got to do to get the job done this week?
I think it's following that same trend, just putting together a full 40 minutes of really good basketball, just moving it well on offense, getting everyone involved, multiple actions, making the defense move and guard us. And then from our perspective on defense, just staying disciplined with details, rotations, just not having any of those breakdowns, and then finishing possessions with rebounds. And I think we're a really tough team to beat if we do all those things.
He's Robert DiSibio of the men's basketball team and one of our GeneralSports.com athletes of the week. Rob, thanks for joining us and best of luck this week.
Thank you.